Good morning, listeners of Hot Topic and Fresh News. Today is April 30th, 2024. We're breaking down the critical developments in international diplomacy and conflict. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken is currently touring the Middle East, focusing on humanitarian aid for Gaza. This marks his seventh visit since the conflict escalated on October 7th. British Foreign Secretary David Cameron suggests a potential 40-day ceasefire in Gaza, a move Blinken has termed extraordinarily generous by Israel. Negotiations could see the initial release of 33 hostages, though Israel initially demanded 40. Meanwhile, concerns are mounting in Congress over possible international criminal court actions against Israeli leaders, with House Speaker Mike Johnson urging the ICC to stand down. On the ground in Gaza, the toll is severe, over 34,488 fatalities and 77,643 injuries reported, predominantly women and children. Israel has faced significant losses too, with over 300 soldiers killed in the initial attack and 263 since. As diplomatic efforts continue, the hope for a ceasefire hangs in balance, highlighting the need for sustained and serious international dialogue. Stay tuned as we keep you updated on this evolving situation. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Hot Topic and Fresh News. This is your host, Emily.
And I'm David News Talk, at your service.
We're thrilled to have you here. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications to stay updated with all the latest. Straight to the hot topics.
With Antony Blinken's seventh visit to the Middle East, is there a notable shift in the dynamics of the negotiations this time around?
Absolutely. This visit is charged with a fresh wave of optimism. The potential for a sustained 40-day ceasefire, as discussed by British Foreign Secretary David Cameron, reflects a serious commitment from both sides to pause hostilities and address humanitarian concerns.
How significant is the role of the former Egyptian official in these talks?
The involvement of a knowledgeable former Egyptian official is crucial. Their understanding of the regional dynamics aids in bridging gaps between Israel and the negotiating parties. The discussion of releasing 33 hostages, despite Israel's initial demand for 40, shows a willingness to compromise, which is essential for progress.
Now, considering the backlash from U.S. Congress regarding potential international criminal court actions, how might this influence the peace process?
It adds a layer of complexity. The concern is that if the ICC proceeds with arrest warrants for Israeli figures, it could derail the diplomatic efforts by escalating tensions again. The statement from House Speaker Mike Johnson urging the ICC to stand down highlights the delicate balance of international law and political realities.
In the casualty figures reported, over 34,000 dead in Gaza, how does this impact the urgency of these negotiations?
The staggering number of casualties, particularly with the majority being women and children, heavily underscores the urgency. It's a humanitarian crisis that demands immediate and sustained attention. The ceasefire would not just be a diplomatic win but a crucial respite for the civilians in Gaza. Turning to you, what's your take on this breaking news?
It's heartrending yet cautiously hopeful. The discussions around the ceasefire and humanitarian aid are steps in the right direction, but the looming threat of ICC actions and the horrific casualty figures are reminders of the fraught path to peace. The region desperately needs a stable resolution to avoid further loss and suffering.
Well put. It's clear that while diplomatic strides are being made, the path forward is fraught with both hope and hurdles. As we continue to analyze the recent developments in the Middle East, let's consider the human toll this conflict has taken. Israel reports that approximately 1,200 people were killed in Hamas's attack on October 7th, including over 300 soldiers.
And additionally, since the onset of their military operation in Gaza, Israel confirms that 263 soldiers have been killed. These numbers paint a stark picture of the conflict's severity.
Indeed, the loss of life on both sides underscores the tragic consequences of prolonged conflict and highlights the absolute necessity for a meaningful and lasting resolution. As these ceasefire talks progress, the entire world watches, perhaps with bated breath, hoping for a positive outcome.
The role of international diplomacy in these times cannot be overstated. The visits by U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken and discussions involving multiple nations hint at the complex yet crucial efforts towards brokering peace.
As we near the end of today's report, it's clear that while there are glimmers of hope, the situation remains fluid and highly sensitive. We'll continue to monitor these developments closely and bring you the latest updates in our next segment. Stay tuned. Thanks for tuning into Hot Topic in Fresh News today. We've delved deep into the ongoing developments in the Middle East, and it's been an enlightening discussion. We appreciate your engagement and encourage you to subscribe and activate notifications so you never miss out on our analyses. Sharing our episodes on your social media or discussing them in your circles can help us grow and continue providing quality content. If you have thoughts or questions, we'd love to hear from you in the comments.
And hey, don't forget to keep your calendars marked for our daily broadcasts. There might be something particularly intriguing coming up that you won't want to miss, though my lips are sealed for now. But it's definitely something to look forward to.
We're grateful for your continued support and are excited to bring you more insightful discussions in the episodes to come. Remember, staying informed is key.
And it's always better with a bit of humor and curiosity, right? Thanks again for joining us, and don't forget to tune in next time.
Stay in the loop, keep your eyes on the news, our channel's content will amuse.